Welcome to today's second stimulus check update and stimulus package update. Today is Friday, August 21st. Hopefully you will have a wonderful Friday. Now, there is a lot of stuff that I want to address in today's video. First off, we obviously are going to talk about the second stimulus check, but I also want to explain how many states, cities, and counties are offering their own form of some type of stimulus. There is a $500 stimulus check being sent out to residents of one specific state, and I will address that later on in this video. But if you're ready, do me a favor. If you enjoy these second stimulus check updates and stimulus package update videos, can you do me a favor? Smash that thumbs up button. It just tells YouTube this is a good video and they should share it with others here on YouTube as well. And if you can, share this video with your friends and family so they too can stay updated on everything stimulus related. Currently, as of right now, the second stimulus check looks to be a negotiating factor between the Democrats and the Republicans. We will have to wait and see as more stuff becomes available and more things evolve through the negotiations. However, both parties have agreed on a second stimulus check, second round of the $1,200 stimulus payments, the direct payments to the American people, $1,200 for filers and their spouse, and $500 for all dependents, no matter your age. Now, this piece of legislation, this is the reason why I believe, and many experts believe, this is not in the current proposal that the Republicans have created over the last couple of days. The reason is because in the last stimulus package, it cost the US government about $300 billion. So if the Republicans are proposing a $500 billion stimulus package, $300 billion of that would eat into over half. And if you want to add that on top, that's going to put that package right about the $1 million mark, or the $1 trillion mark, where Republicans currently have the HEALS Act. So that is why many people believe that this piece of legislation is going to be a negotiating piece between Republicans and Democrats. Here's a bit of interesting news. Some experts predict that whoever is pretty much in charge of getting that second stimulus check passed, that party will receive about a 3% boost come election time. So if Republicans get the stimulus check passed, that means President Trump would get a 3% boost come election time. Now that's an estimate, and that also is not a guarantee. That's a rough number based on these experts predicting that people will vote for whoever gets them a second stimulus check. So again, we'll just have to wait and see. Also, many people close to the people in the negotiations believe that the second stimulus check is still highly on the table. It's still there. They are still talking about it. However, it is not one of the top priorities. Both parties agreed to pass the second stimulus check to get direct payments to the American people. However, it is said that it's currently down on the list of priorities. That is why the Republicans are proposing this new stimulus package, this new bill, that doesn't include a second stimulus check. Also, the economy is looking stronger. So some of these experts, even though the economy is partially stronger because of the first initial wave of stimulus checks and the additional stimulus that the government has issued, they believe that being that the economy is looking stronger, that is one of the reasons why a second stimulus check is not essential as of right now. However, they've also stated that if a second stimulus check does not happen, many people are going to be evicted, many jobs are not coming back, and the economy is going to see an eventual downturn. The only way, and this is their quote, this is what they have said, these experts have said that the reason why the economy hasn't, or the reason why a second stimulus check is not the top priority is because the United States Postal Service is now being a priority from Democrats and Nancy Pelosi. They've also stated that the reason the second stimulus check is not a priority is because the government has waited so long, things have gotten so bad that a $1,200 stimulus check, a one-time payment, actually wouldn't do that much. It would still help out many people, put food on the table for a few months. However, it would not catch people up. So that's one of the reasons why some experts believe a second stimulus check is not one of the top priorities as of right now. They've also stated that a second stimulus check will only be on the high priority list if there is a sudden downturn in the economy. Or, in other words, they wanted to put it like this: if the stock market all of a sudden takes a large tumble and it's day after day after day, you can almost guarantee a second stimulus check will be coming very soon. Now, as for another stimulus package, Republicans proposed a new stimulus package that would cost less than anything else they've ever proposed. This will cost roughly $500 billion, but it currently doesn't include a second stimulus check, like I've already mentioned. It also doesn't include many other things that Republicans were currently thinking should be in the next stimulus package. These current high priorities, or this high priority list, includes things like school funding, $105 billion. USPS funding, $10 billion, which will most likely be increased to $20 to $25 billion. Also includes PPP funding, and it includes the unemployment extension at $300 per week. President Trump and Republicans want Americans back to work, so they're doing whatever they can, and they understand that not all jobs that were lost will come back or will ever come back. They may have not come back yet, or they will never come back because the business has closed for good. This is why they have taken a softer stance on the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program, which is the $300 per week. The Pandemic Unemployment Assistance was actually the $600 per week. However, Republicans currently have it at $300 per week, and this benefit will go until December 27th. Now, here's one of the questions I received yesterday. Many people asked, not just here on YouTube, but over on my Facebook page as well. And if you didn't know this, you can actually go to facebook.com/homemade entrepreneur, and you can send me a message there, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. However, I do have a long line of unanswered messages simply because I have received thousands and thousands of messages, and I'm the only one responding. But one of the questions asked yesterday, which I did get a chance to read, says, does this stimulus package have a higher chance of passing? Now, let me answer that question. Yes, this next stimulus package is most likely going to pass, as long as the Senate can come together and support the bill being proposed. That is the current issue. That is one of the big issues, other than the budget, is Mitch McConnell stated that 15 to 20 Senate Republicans were not on board with the HEALS Act. And even though the Senate Republicans proposed this, those Republicans would still vote no, which made it very unlikely that any proposal that went through the Senate would eventually pass. Now, the Senate does not want to spend more money, or at least many senators don't. However, Democrats are not willing to go away and will require some form of stimulus that needs to get passed. And it obviously has to pass through the Senate. So, it is pretty much a given that the Senate will pass something in order to give Americans the aid that they need to live and survive. Now I have some good news, and I'm going to talk about that $500 stimulus check that you may be getting. Some states are taking it upon themselves to offer assistance, while the government is taking their very, very sweet time. Pennsylvania, for one, offered $50 million for hazard pay for essential workers. This meant any essential worker, if your employer filed for this, okay, they applied and were approved, then as long as you made under $20 per hour throughout this pandemic, you would receive a $3 per hour boost or bonus. Now, this fund has already been blown through. I mentioned this, I think, Monday or Tuesday of this week. However, it was a $50 million fund, and there were over $900 million worth of applications. So, in Pennsylvania alone, there were so many more applications than funds available. In Oregon, remember that $500 stimulus check I was talking about? Oregon is giving away $500 stimulus checks to their residents. This is for people that have a financial hardship, for people that have not received their full unemployment benefit. So even if you're behind 1, 2, 3, or maybe 10 weeks, you can receive a $500 stimulus check. Now, this also means you must live in Oregon and you have to make less than $4,000 per month before taxes. If you qualify, you would receive a $500 stimulus check. I do not know for sure if the parent files or applies for this $500 stimulus check, do they get it as well as their dependents or just the person filing? I don't know that right now. However, as more becomes available, I will let you know. Or if you live in Oregon, you let me know if you go and apply for this. Also, in Rochester, New York, they are proposing $2 million to help renters during this pandemic. In Connecticut, they're offering $10 million for rent in a rental assistance fund, and that was supposed to help 2,500 residents. Currently, 3,900 residents have already qualified, and applications are still being processed. Now, this was supposed to be a $4,000 per resident or per family fund, and this was going to help with back rent and avoid evictions. However, as of right now, they're not sure how much they can actually do because all they have is $10 million for this fund. In Virginia Beach, they will issue, and this was as of Wednesday, they will issue $1,000 to $2,000 worth of hazard pay to their first responders. And come September, they are slated to pass some type of agreement where they will pay $1,500 to people that worked in the state, okay, so certain state agencies. Now, more cities, states, and counties are starting to do this as they find funds available. However, it is predicted that if state and local governments do get some type of funding from this next round of stimulus, this will only increase. So, again, we'll have to wait and see. Here's something big that also happened on Wednesday. A $600 per week unemployment boost is being asked for. 114 rank and file Democrats wrote a letter addressed to Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi, urging her to extend the $600 per week unemployment benefit. Now, this would begin at $600 and scale down depending on the state's unemployment rate, current unemployment rate. Now, this bill was first proposed by Senate Minority Leader Charles Schumer. And this was proposed a couple of months ago. And if you remember a couple months back, I thought this was an incredible idea. I thought this was great. And this would have helped the American people not only get back to work, but keep them on their feet while they are unemployed. I think $600 is great and really helps out a lot of people. I understand where many people think it's a disincentive, that people do not want to go back to work. But I think at this time, more people would rather go back to work as long as it is safe than they'd like to stay home. So that's just my take on reading many articles, reports, interviews, polls, and let me know what your thought is. If you've been stuck at home, let's say for 5 months, 4 months, would you rather take an extra $300 per week to stay home and be bored out of your mind, or would you rather take less than that? Get $300 less, but go to work, be able to interact with people, see people you may not have seen for months. Which would you rather do? Let me know down in the comment section below. Now, it is currently unclear if Nancy Pelosi is comfortable with that $300 unemployment boost like Republicans are proposing in their new stimulus proposal. However, Nancy Pelosi has already stated that what will most likely happen is Democrats will agree to pass some form of stimulus now, and they will come back later on in January after the elections and after the Senate and the House, they change some seats around, and they will try to pass something then. So that's what is currently being predicted, and many people are reporting that Nancy Pelosi will pass whatever now to get the majority of stuff that is on the Democrats' priority list, and then they'll come back later on in January to pass the rest of it. And if Democrats are right in what they are doing, what's going to happen is Democrats, they might have the presidency, they will most likely have the House, and they could potentially control the Senate. So if they have a clean sweep, they can pretty much pass whatever they want. Republicans, on the other hand, they will not be able to control the House. They most likely are going to be fighting for their seats in the Senate, and obviously they're fighting to keep President Trump in the Oval Office. So we will have to see come November what actually happens. Now currently there are multiple possibilities for a stimulus package, all of which have some really great points inside. However, there's really only one complete package, and that is the HEROES Act. Now, this has already been stated. This is a non-starter. Steve Mnuchin said that Republicans will not go for anything over $2 trillion. They won't even come close, which is pretty evident, being that their first stimulus proposal was the HEALS Act, which was $1 trillion, and their new proposal is only $500 billion. So yes, they're not coming close to $2 trillion, not even with two packages combined. So here's what I can tell you as of right now. Currently, Democrats and Republicans still have a long way to go. Yes, they could pass a skinny bill that gets funds to more targeted people. However, it is being proven that if there's not enough stimulus passed around to the American people, gone to businesses, gone to testing and tracing, even for the state and local governments, that there will be more and real problems at hand. There'll be more evictions, there'll be a slow economy, and there will be jobs lost forever. What I can tell you is that these next couple of weeks will either be a game changer to the American people and the economy, or like Congress has done time and time again, it will be an utter disappointment once again. So that's what I know right now. As more and more updates become available, I will obviously keep you updated, but thank you for watching today's second stimulus check update and stimulus package news. If you have any questions regarding stimulus, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. Like always, do me a favor, if you enjoyed today's stimulus check update and stimulus package update, can you do me a favor? Smash that thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll see you guys on the next one.